Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing our February reset. I missed our January reset, so I'm really excited to hop back into the monthly reset videos. As always, we're gonna jump right in by starting with our January reflections. When I do my monthly reflections, I always start with a few reflection questions to just kind of overall get a feel for the month, what happened, what were the pros, what were the cons, the highs, the lows. And the specific questions that I do are from Lavendare's YouTube channel actually, so I will link her video to the January reflection down in the description box so you guys can follow along. I don't want to take credit for her questions. The next thing is something new that I'm adding into my monthly reset. It was a goal of mine for January and I've been enjoying it so far, so I'm going to continue it in the future. But basically what I do next is I go through my photos app in my phone, and I'm actually going to do this before I answer the reflection questions. I tend to go and look at my photos anyways whenever I'm doing any type of monthly reflection to kind of remind myself what happened over the month. But one thing about me is I'm really bad at actually taking photos. I've talked about it multiple times on this channel before, but I'm not big on taking photos of myself, which might seem counterintuitive because I don't mind recording and putting myself up on YouTube, but it feels very different for me. What I'm trying to do from now on is be more intentional about my photo feed in my phone, so that way I can look back at the photos and actually get a feel for how things were. I don't want to have like a huge clump of like 60 photos from one specific day where like 55 of those photos are just repeats of the others. I'm trying to intentionally go through the photos after any event, delete the extras that I don't want, and keep just the best ones from the day. Sometimes that's hard. As you'll see in my little screen share here, I went to Great Falls Park with Oliver and my best friend Kaylee, and we had like hundreds of photos. There's some really funny ones of me. If you spot them, now you know I'm really weird, but we had a ton of photos, and I did break it down to just the ones you see, which is still a lot of pictures. But again, I'm trying to make it so that there's just a few photos of each day that I can clearly look back and see. Another reason I want to do that is because I want to start doing a monthly Instagram photo dump. After I go through my photos, look at the top highlights for the month, and then I do my reflection questions, then I want to post a photo dump for the month on my Instagram, potentially the highs and the lows. And basically this is just so I have a little memory box on Instagram. Honestly, I'm trying to make Instagram something that's enjoyable for me instead of focusing so much on what other people want to see or what I think other people want to see. So that's kind of my purpose of doing the photo dump. I've seen other people do it and I've really enjoyed it myself. It feels very like real and honest, so I want to start doing that as well. Now, I'm not going to be sharing my reflection prompt in this video. I'm actually going to add the reflection prompt as well as the photo dump over on my Instagram. So the caption under my Instagram photo dump will be my reflection responses from the month. So if you want to hear about that, make sure to follow my Instagram. I will put the link down in the description so you can see what my reflections were for the month of January. What we always go over in this video is the goals and intentions for the month. And I now kind of have two ways that I'm tracking my goals and intentions, which I will share with you guys in this video. The first way is what I've been doing in the past, which is using my bullet journal. So I actually said in my last video that I was not going to set any goals and intentions for January. I didn't plan out my month of January until January 11th, so it was already like a third of the way through the month. And I kind of wanted to just try out, if I tracked my goals by myself, how I did with my goals. So we actually do have something to go over, even though I said I wasn't going to have any goals for the month of January, at least any specific ones written down. So now we will do what we always do and run through my January goals so I can let you guys know how I did this month. So as always, we'll start with the business goals, which right now is just YouTube. So on YouTube, I wanted to post 7 videos. This video will actually be the 6th video. So I did miss one upload. I wanted to hit 1,550 subscribers, which I did not do. I'm currently at 1,510, I think. We still obviously have a few days left of the month as of the time I'm recording this, but I highly doubt we're gonna hit 1,550, but that's totally fine. And then I wanted to hit 500 views on a video, which I also did not do this month. But although this is kind of cheating, my monthly reset videos tend to usually get close to around 500 views, so there's a very good chance that I will hit 500 on this video, which would have been one that is posted in January, so it's probably cheating, but it is possible that this one will hit 500. Personal goals. So for personal goals, I've been breaking it down into 4 categories: internal, external, hobbies, and financial. So starting with internal, I wanted to complete part 2 of Claim Your Power. I actually have not jumped into part 2 of Claim Your Your Power yet. If you're not familiar, it's a book I've been going through. I went through part 1. I've made a couple of videos on it in the past. They should all be under the Change Your Life series playlist, which I'll have linked in the description for you guys, but I have not restarted it since I got back from vacation or Christmas where I was visiting family. I took a pause over that time period and wanted to just jump right back in January, and I did not do that. So I do want to finish up the book in February, which you'll see it is one of my February goals. Reason being, we're moving in March, so I want to make sure I kind of close that chapter, close that book, I guess, and have it completed before we move, because I know that once I take another break and another pause, it's really going to be hard for me to jump back into it. Next was 5 days of morning dopamine detox. I only completed 4 days of a morning dopamine detox so far this month. I could do one more before the month ends, which maybe I'll try to do just to complete that goal. Journal daily in my bullet journal. I did not do that at all. I did not journal one day in my bullet journal, which if you're not familiar, that's the one-liners that I put in my bullet journal on the month page, where I just write in one line exactly what happened that day. It can be events, actions, feelings, anything that I just want to put. That was the overall theme for that day, or any way I can describe the day in one line, basically, which unfortunately I did not do at all. I'm probably going to keep this goal going forward. I've been more consistent with using my bullet journal the past week, so I think it would be easy for me to get back into doing that. The hard thing is when I'm out of the habit of picking up my bullet journal daily, it's a lot harder for me to remember to do that. And then it's like, okay, well, if I'm writing one line for the past 5 days, is it really even an accurate one line? And at that point, is there even a point in doing it, you know? So moving on to external goals, I wanted to wake up at sunrise 5 times. I actually woke up at sunrise 4 times. So that always went hand in hand with the morning dopamine detox. It was the days that I woke up at sunrise that I was able to do the morning dopamine detox as well. So maybe I'll tack on that last day of doing both of those before the end of the month. Shower 5 times. Again, this was starting on January 11th. So usually I say 10 times per month is how much I want to shower. So I did 5 times because I was like halfway through the month. I've only showered 4 times so far this month, and I will be showering tomorrow because it's definitely time for me to shower. So we're getting better. We're getting a lot better. Brush teeth 2 times per day. I've only done that once, and today I did brush my teeth early in the morning, so I'm planning on brushing them before bed. So that will be twice today. So that will be 2 days that I did it so far this month. That is definitely not something I was very good at working on this month, and it's a habit I really need to build and work on. And then drink at least 8 glasses of water 10 times. This one I've done amazing at. I'm actually on glass 8 right now of the day, which will then make me mark off the 10th box for this month. So I've done 10 days, which is basically half of the days since I started this. I've drank at least 8 glasses of water. I've been using the app Plant Nanny to track how much water I drink, and it's actually been helping so much. Like, I don't think I've ever drank this much water in my life. Hobbies. I wanted to finish the second Lord of the Rings book, and I have not picked it up once this month. In terms of entertainment this month, I've been watching a ton of streamers on Twitch. I've been watching GTA a lot again because a lot of the big streamers have been big into GTA again with new content that came out on the NoPixel server. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just ignore me, but that is what I've been doing for entertainment this month. So because of that, I haven't really been reading because I've been basically watching that every night. I've also been watching more TV than I usually do. I finished House of Anubis this whole month, which is a literal children's show that was on Nickelodeon when I was little, and I rewatched it all. I also have been watching Emily in Paris. I'm watching Maid right now with my friend Kim, and then me and Oliver just started Smallville. So yeah, I've been watching a lot of TV, which is not like me, but I've been enjoying it. So I'm not too stressed about the fact that I haven't read Lord of the Rings 2 because I want to read that for fun. If I'm not into reading it, then I'll wait and read it when I'm like really into it. You know what I mean? Finish Think and Grow Rich, which is a book I've been reading. I have made progress on that book. It's very, very dense. So it's been a hard read for me. Not a hard read, just a slower read. Like I try to just read one chapter at a time at most. So I'm not done with it yet. And I highly doubt I'm going to finish it before the end of the month. So that will be pushed into February as well. Finish Story Brand. I've actually read almost all of that book. There's like exercises that go along with it, and I've gotten through all of the portion of the book that has the exercises, and I've completed all the exercises. So I've gotten really, really far with that. I think there's just like a few final conclusion chapters that I need to read, and then we'll be done with that one. So that one actually might be done by the end of the month. Learn Kyrie's theme on piano. I've not touched my piano this month. I'm going to be honest, I highly doubt I'm going to touch my piano until I move out of here. I really don't think I see myself playing it much next month, but I don't know, maybe I'll make a goal of playing it. I'm trying to be more realistic about my goals, so I'll think that over as I'm goal planning. And then on to lastly, our financial goals. I wanted to break even in January. Yeah, that's definitely not going to happen. We did not break even in January. The biggest reason is because I actually paid Q4 taxes this month, and it was about $750. If you take out Q4 taxes, we might be close to breaking even, but I still would be shocked if we did. And then make $70 from AdSense. I think I'm at 45 right now, but it lags about 2 days. So there will be about 4 or 5 more days that will come in of money for January. We're not going to hit 70, but maybe we'll hit 50, 55. I didn't really post the first half of January at all. So that's kind of why the AdSense is lower this month, as well as ad rates go down after Christmas. It's the new year. So this is like the lowest that ad rates tend to be. Yeah, I'm not really surprised I didn't make that goal. And for those of you who don't already follow my channel, every month I usually do a financial recap on the previous month where I go through everything I spent money on, what was different, what was the same, if we broke even or not, all the specifics of how I made money that month, how much I made from each of my side hustles, etc. And I tend to do that like a week into the month so that all the numbers are in and everything's finalized. So if you're more interested in the specifics of the month of January in terms of finances, make sure to subscribe to check out that video in the next week or two. It is also like my 6-month anniversary of leaving my job, so I'm gonna do a little bit about that as well in that video, talking about what's changed in the past 6 months in terms of our finances. Regarding goals, the other thing I want to show you guys is the goals that I have under my 2022 planning tab. So I will be talking more about this in my next video, where I'm going to go over all of my goals for 2022 and kind of my process for how I started with specific goals and then turn them into actual actionable steps that I can take each month of the year. But if we look at this and we start with January, we can see that in January, the things I wanted to focus on for my yearly goals were monthly resets and reflections, which I'm doing right now, and that'll obviously continue throughout every month of the year. Take more photos intentionally, which I've talked about. I did take a lot more photos this month than I do normally, so I'm pretty happy about that, as well as clear out photos at the end of the month and reflect on the month through photos and share on Instagram, which I already discussed. So I haven't done that yet because I'm going to be posting that over on Instagram in the next few days, but it will be done for sure. Improve my content pillars. So I really wanted to focus on actually having a structure to my channel and a plan when it comes to creating content. I find that without a plan, it's easy for me to get off topic or get intrigued in some new idea, and then I just randomly make a video about it and post it. And that, of course, doesn't always sit well with my current audience because they're not expecting that type of content from me. And for those of you who still watch, I appreciate you so much. But at the end of the day, I think it's better for all of you and better for me if I have a more focused content plan and what I'm creating so that you kind of know what to expect with the content that I'm creating each week. So this month I did create content pillars. I did create a channel one-liner for my videos and descriptions, and I did create a story brand, which went with that story brand book that you saw that was on my goals list for the month. So I actually completed all of those, which is awesome. I did start selling thrifted clothing on East Ensley again, which you guys saw in my last video, which is super exciting, and I've been having a lot of fun doing that. And I did post on Instagram 1 to 2 times per week because we have so far posted 4 times. So the last thing I like to do is talk about my metrics, and I like to track my metrics in my Notion. I just think this is a fun, exciting way to see the progress that was made across all of my social media platforms. In the month of January, like I said, we're only going to be posting 6 YouTube videos. As of right now, we are at 1510 subscribers. I'm going to have to turn off filtering so we can put this at the top. Our views are at 5,171, and our AdSense revenue is at $42.99. And that is all the YouTube metrics that I track. Now, again, it's pretty obvious here. Like I said, I didn't start reposting again until like mid-January. So we posted less videos, which of course meant we got less subscribers, we got less views, and we made less money. But also, like I said, you can see comparing December and January, I had very close to the same number of views, 5,000 versus 6,000. Yet in December, I made $80. And so far in January, we're only at $43 with that number of views. So you can tell that the amount of money that we're making now is a lot lower than it was at the end of last year. The end of the year just tends to have higher ad rates, and that's totally fine. So Instagram, I'm actually excited about this one because one of my goals in January was to be more active on Instagram, and I was. So far I've posted 4 times on my Instagram. I'm planning on posting, I I think 2 more times. I'm going to post tomorrow and then also post on Monday as well. Again, today's Saturday. But as of now, we have 4 posts. The interesting thing is we've actually dropped in followers, and I think the reason for that is that people just ghost follow to hopefully get a follower back. And then once I started posting, people who had randomly ghost followed me realized I never followed them back and they went and unfollowed me, which is totally fine. I would rather have less followers and have them all be engaged than have more random followers that don't know me or care about anything I'm posting. Group posts, I did not post anything. Group members have not changed. Email subscribers, we did get 1 new email subscriber this month, so we are at 14 subscribers now. And I haven't really been promoting the newsletter because I have not been sending any newsletters out. It is something I want to start doing, but I have not started doing that yet. So because of that, we don't really have an active newsletter. Totally understand why people are not subscribing to it. But yeah, that's our metrics for January. So that is all for the January reflections and looking over our goals. The next thing we're going to talk about is my goals for February. So we're going to start by looking at the 2022 planning sheet here. And I really just have 3 goals. The first one is one I've already discussed earlier, which is to finish the Claim Your Power book before the end of the month. Hopefully I can still do it. It's going to be tight. I'm going to have to literally never miss a day, but I think it's possible. The next 2 are pretty big, which is to declutter the entire apartment and create our moving plan. Decluttering the entire apartment is going to take quite a while because there is quite a lot of stuff to go through, and I'm going to try to spread it out throughout the month. And then create a moving plan. That is another thing that is definitely going to take some time. I've already started obviously working on this, but I want to create a super detailed and specific plan so I know exactly what needs to be done before we move, during the move, after the move. Moving to a different state is a lot more complex than just moving apartments in the same city. So there is a lot more moving pieces, and I want to make sure I'm canceling things at the right time. Basically to just have all my ducks in a row. You guys get the idea. I'm going to be sharing some of the moving process throughout some vlogs in the month. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. But those are my 3 big goals for February that equate to my overall goals and vision board for 2022. Okay, so now it is time for me to plan out my goals and intentions for the month of February. I'm going to be referencing those 3 big goals for the 2022 plan that I scheduled for the month of February while I am planning out goals and intentions in my bullet journal here. So like always, we're going to go with internal goals, external goals, hobby goals, and financial goals. So I'm going to go work on that, and then I will touch base and show you guys what I came up with. Okay, so I just finished mapping out my goals for February. I'm going to do a quick run through of what they are, starting with business goals. So for business goals, YouTube metrics, I want to post 8 videos, which would be 2 per week. I want to hit 1,600 subscribers, which will be 90 subscribers for the month, which is kind of pushing it, but I like to pick even numbers, and I feel like doing 1550 would be not a big enough goal. Hit 500 views on a video. I am optimistic that we'll be able to do that this month. Instagram metrics. So I added that in this month since I'm trying to be more active on Instagram. I want to post 4 to 8 times this month and hit 200 followers, which is literally 7 followers. So not a big goal at all, but I've never really had an Instagram follower goal. So just gonna try it out and aim low. Then moving on to personal goals, starting with internal. Pretty simple. I want to complete the Claim Your Power book, and I want to journal daily in my bullet journal. I did decide to keep that in for February. External goals, I want to shower 10 times, drink 8 glasses of water 15 times in the month, declutter my entire apartment, and create my moving plan. Hobbies, I just want to finish Lord of the Rings 2 and finish Think and Grow Rich, so literally a half of 2 books, so not even more than 1 book. And then financial, I want to just break even in the month and make $75 in AdSense. I think that's still pushing it a bit, the $75, but we'll see how it goes. Overall this month, I'm trying to keep my goals not too lofty because my main things that I want to get done this month is just declutter the apartment, pack up, and get the plan to get the heck out of here. That is really my main goal. I don't really want to spread myself too thin in any other way. I want to keep our expenses low. I really want to break even this month, and I want to continue working on the Etsy shop as well. I'm just trying to stay consistent with the stuff I already have going on and keep it an easier month since moving at the beginning of March is going to be crazy and stressful. So that's really what I want to do. And then as always on the right side, I have my goal tracker. So I just put the post 8 videos, the make 75 in AdSense, the post 4 to 8 times on IG, the shower 10 times, and the drink 8 glasses of water. I kept it super simple with the tracking this month, but also it's because I don't have a crazy number of goals this month. February also is the shortest month of the year, so I'm trying not to make it too lofty of a plan, you know? And then as always, I have my monthly spread where I put all the days of the week down on the left, and then on the right side I have the monthly to-do section, which basically what I do to fill that out, I have not done it yet, but I look at the previous month and I pull over any to-dos that are either in the monthly area or just in the daily sections of my journal. I pull them over into the February to-dos, and then I also like to look at my master to-do list on Notion, and then if there's anything that needs to be done that month that's in the master to-do list, I like to just write it down here so I have a physical copy to look at whenever I'm, journaling in my bullet journal, planning things out for the day. And then the last thing I like to do is a little bit of planning in regards to my budget. I talk more about my finances in the financial recap that I'll have out next week, but for now, what I like to do is hop into this budget spreadsheet that I created in Notion that basically takes in the estimated income for Oliver and then my estimated income through YouTube and Rover. And then from there, it adds everything together and subtracts it from 2,500 to give me the estimated amount of Instacart sessions I need to do to break even for the month. Then as I do Instacart sessions, I can add the actual amount that I made because it bases that number of Instacart sessions off of making $100 per session, because that's usually my goal when I go out to do sessions. You can tell there's definitely months where I did not meet that goal in a session because I obviously made less than $100 for the whole month because I only did one session. Or like this month where I literally went out and did one trip, made $34 from literal one job and then went home, but that's totally fine. But as the numbers come in for each session, I can put that in here, add them together, and then it'll subtract from this total that I need to do. So usually what I start with is Oliver's income, but I actually do not have his income estimate because I don't yet have his work schedule, so I won't be able to do that. What we're gonna do is just estimate it right now at $1,200 because he has kind of made around that in the past. For Rover right now, my estimated income is $160. I only have one job scheduled and it's actually in the first week of February. So I've said this a million times, but my Rover income usually changes a ton throughout the month because people book jobs literally a day in advance sometimes. So this number will most likely be higher than 160. For example, I think I had estimated for January I was going to make like half of what I made with Rover, and then I ended up making way more because I got random jobs throughout the month. And I actually ended up making over this 890, I think, a little bit from tips. So this number will definitely change, but that's why this is literally a working document. I edit it throughout the month as I know how much I'm making. But what we do know is that in December, I made about $80 from YouTube, which would mean I didn't meet the $100 threshold, which is why I made no money in January. But this month so far, I've already made $43. So we've definitely went over the $100 threshold. And I'm going to estimate that if we made $80 in December and we made so far $43, but we still have about 5 days left of income from YouTube, I'm going to estimate that we're going to end up making $50 in the month. So we should get paid $130 in the month of February from YouTube payout. So if that's the case, it means I need to do 14 Instacart sessions in the month of February. But like I said, it's very, very likely that my Rover income will go up dramatically and I will not have to do that many Instacart sessions. So that is all I have for you in today's video. I really hope you enjoyed going through my little monthly reset, and I hope you kind of had this playing in the background while you did your own monthly reset. Let me know what your biggest goals are for the month of February. I'm super excited for this month because it is the beginning of a huge transition and one that's really positive and I'm really excited for. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.